Bye.
Pardon me, is this seat taken?
No, Herb, everything's quiet on this end. No sign of the stalker. There is one thing, though. No, Mari Lynn's fine. It's Megan Gordon. Yeah, according to her sister, she never showed up for the location shoot. Now, Bo's canceled the taping for the rest of the day while everyone tries to find her. Herb, Bo and I have this strange feeling that well, something's about to happen. I don't know.
John!
Hold on.
God, I found you.
Did you find Megan?
No, there's been a terrible crisis, and you are the only one who can help.
Herb, hold on a minute. Just calm down, okay? Listen, I'll get back to you. That prediction, I think, may be coming sooner than I thought.
You idiot! I am not your enemy!
How dare you steal my son? Now, where is he?
If I knew where the hell she was, I would tell you!
I have had enough of your lies to last a lifetime. Tell me where. That's it! What?
Stop it! Stop it!
No! Stay back, Alicia!
Did you hear me? I said let go of my husband!
You didn't come here to fight anyway.
What do you call it? A Texas tea?
I will not have you two starting up again.
He started it when he lied about Gabrielle. How can I get through to that feeble brain of yours? I have nothing to do with her anymore. You understand me? I don't know where she is. Isn't that right, Alicia?
If my husband says that he's telling the truth, then you will just have to accept that.
Like you do?
Would you leave her out of this?
She's in it. She's corroborating your lies.
Mr. Holden, I think you've done enough damage for one day, don't you?
Take the hint, Max. Leave now.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get out of here as soon as someone runs up and tells me where she is.
God, let go! Stop it!
Back off! Max!
Oh, glad you're here, Rafe.
You may change your mind about that. Mrs. Grand, you all right?
I'm fine, but my husband has been a...
What are you worried about them? They're the ones that are helping Gabrielle run off with my kid.
Just cool down. All I know is I got a call from Mr. Grand's butler saying there was some kind of fight going on here.
I wouldn't call it a fight. He broke in here and assaulted me for no reason.
No reason.
Captain, you came not a moment too soon. This man was on the verge of killing my husband.
Sarah?
Mom, what are you doing here?
Well, the same thing I've been doing since last night. I've been looking for Megan.
Yeah, join the club.
What, you haven't heard from her either?
No, not since she told me about her last conversation with Vicky.
Oh, so that's what it is. Well, I guess that means the conversation didn't go too well, huh?
You know Megan, when she makes up her mind about something, she's decided she wants nothing to do with Vicky or any of the Buchanans.
Well, what about us? Is she going to close the door on everybody who cares about her?
I wish it were that simple.
Simple? Sarah, honey, is there something you're not telling me?
No, Mom, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. Is Megan in some kind of danger?
No, look, I'm probably just overreacting. Megan's sense of self-preservation is stronger than any depression she's feeling right now. I'm sure she's just going through one of her mood swings.
You're not just saying this to appease me.
No. I learned a long time ago I can't keep anything from you.
Well, I hope you're not going to start trying to.
No, I'm not. I think Megan just needs some time to sort all these mixed up feelings out. She'll be back to herself in no time.
Well, honey, I think it's going to take quite some time, until things go back to normal, thanks to your father and me.
Listen, I think you need to take a little of your own advice. We need to put the past behind us, Mom.
Honey, the past is only just now caught up to us, despite my best efforts. You know, I really don't even blame Megan for being angry with me. If I were her, I wouldn't want to talk to me either.
Give her time, okay?
Okay. All I want to do is to just tell her how much I love her and how important she is to me. And that whatever her relationship to Vicky turns out to be, that she's always going to be my daughter.
She knows that, Mom.
I hope so. What if you're wrong? What if she's not going to forgive me?
May I?
Sure.
I guess you've come to yell at me for missing the parade scene.
No.
You sure you're a producer?
Well, that's what it says on the door of my trailer.
Yeah, well, I would check your manuals, Bo. Brush up on the chapter entitled, How to Handle a Temperamental Actress Who Doesn't Show Up for Her Scenes. I believe it's cross-referenced under fighting and shouting and firing.
But I think you're leaving out understanding.
Understanding? Now I know you're not a producer.
Megan, I know what happened. I know about Vicky and your father.
Yeah, well, it doesn't excuse me from doing my job, Bo.
Well, I think getting in touch with your feelings is a lot more important than waving to a bunch of extras from a float.
Yeah, well, I've been sitting here for an hour trying to work out my feelings. Seeing as I'm still sitting here, I think I would have been better off waving to a bunch of extras. At least I know where I stand with them.
Well, you know where you stand with Vicky, too?
Yeah, where?
Megan, you're her daughter. As long as you're open with her and you tell her how you feel.
Bo, I appreciate your concern. I really do. But how I feel about Vicky Buchanan is something I'd rather not discuss with someone that's as close to her as you are.
Megan, look, I know you're hurt right now. And I know this whole thing has to be terribly confusing,
Bo, please.
You like football?
Sure. You know, I actually wanted to be a cheerleader once. Does that sound silly?
No. I was a quarterback.
No kidding.
Never more serious. As a matter of fact, I just happened to have the highlights of the game where I single-handedly defeated the Brimstone University Bombers.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do, bring along a portable VCR?
Oh, who needs tape? You've got the real thing.
And it is.
Oh, come on. You drag me out of here and you haul me halfway around campus, and for what? To try and find a couple of mutts?
Excuse me, Flopsy and Mopsy are not mutts. They have better pedigrees than most people I know, and they are 10 times more loyal,
Right.
they're more loving, and they're just generally better.
They got all the right papers, right? But come on, you don't expect me to really take this abduction seriously.
If this isn't serious, what is?
I told you before, this is just someone's childish idea of a ransom note.
I know what it is, but would you look at it? It's cut out from magazines and newspapers. This is a professional kidnapping.
This is amateur dog napping. Come on, sweetheart. I tried to find your dogs in case they were in trouble, but you can't expect me to follow up on this.
I don't believe this. I thought the whole reason you came on this remote was so that you could help people.
People, yes. Bow wows I leave to Deputy Dog.
Oh, you know, you should have been a comedian, John.
Thank you.
Would you look at this? Read this. It says that I am supposed to go to the basement of a fraternity house to hear their demands. Do you really expect me to go there by myself?
It's just a couple of fraternity boys having a little fun, that's all.
Fun! Fun! You call endangering the lives of my precious babies fun?
Audrey, come on. I know you never went to college, so I can't expect you to understand those things. Look, college kids, they need a break from their studies and from their classes, so they stage these strange little events like panty raids and swallowing goldfish and stuffing telephone booths.
Wait a minute. You are comparing the theft of my two best friends in the world to a panty raid?
You're right.
Thank you.
Panty raid's a hell of a lot more interesting.
John Russell, I am never going to forgive you if you don't follow your private eye creed.
My what?
It is your duty to come with me right now and help me rescue my dogs and teach those punk kids a lesson they're not going to learn in economics.
Well, I got news for you, sweetheart. My private ice cream, whatever the hell that is, tells me that I got to keep my priorities straight.
Meaning?
Meaning I am not going to spend my time doing important things like catching dogs.
Well, what could you have in line that's possibly more important than that?
I can't say.
Can't say or can't think of something
Come on,
to say.
Audrey, but
No,
give me a break, will
never
you?
mind, Russell. Next time I need a hero, I'll play the role myself. You obviously can't handle it. Right now, I am going to go rescue my own dogs. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't have any coffee or tea, but I could send out for room service.
Oh, Mari Lynn, darling, you do not have to feel that you have to entertain me. You sounded so upset on the phone.
Oh, that I was just relieved to have a break in the shooting schedule. I must have sounded exhausted.
That is not the word that comes to my mind, honey. It's more like anxious.
Well, it's just that I haven't seen you in so long, and we've always been so close, and I felt that I could talk to you and confide in you.
Mari Lynn, you still can. Honey, let's get down to it. Why don't you tell me what's really troubling you?
Oh, it's nothing, really. I just wanted somebody to turn to, somebody that would understand. It's Wade. I love him so much. And I think about him all the time, but whenever we're together, all we do is fight.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how we can care about each other so much, but we're even farther apart than ever.
Well, honey, that is a good question, and usually there's a real simple answer. Do you and Wade fight about different things, or do you fight for the same reasons over and over again?
Well, the last couple of times, Wade's the one who started it. He can't seem to let up about Neil.
Neil?
Neil Delaney. I think you've met him. He's the president of my fan club.
Oh, yes. He's the one that has that way of looking at you.
Well, he's just a friend. In fact, I mean, he's been a wonderful friend, but Wade hates him.
Well, maybe that could be seen as good. I mean, a man isn't jealous unless he cares.
Well, he has no reason to be jealous. I mean, there's nothing going on between me and Neil. And I wasn't allowed to say an unkind word about Christine, and then Wade left with her for weeks.
Okay. What does Wade have to say about all this?
He says he loves me.
Well?
But those are just words, Renee. When he isn't chasing after Christine, he's telling me what to do and how to think and how to live.
Honey, he's being a husband. Husbands do that from time to time. Take Asa.
Renee, you don't understand. He's being the worst kind of husband. I never get to see his good side anymore. The gentle and loving side. And without it...
Sweetheart, I am so sorry.
I am so angry and confused and frightened. And if I can't figure all this out, I don't know how I'm going to make my marriage work, Renee. Tell me how to do it. How do I get through to Wade?
Honey, is there any reason why Wade would dislike Neil so much?
No, none whatsoever.
You answered that rather quickly. I mean, honey, I have seen you with Neil. He has this way of staring at you.
Is there a reason that Neil shouldn't be my friend?
No, of course not.
Well, I've tried to explain to Wade many times that I depended on Neil these past few months. I mean, while he was off running with another woman, Neil was there for me.
Yes, I bet he was.
As a friend, Renee. And I can honestly say that I probably would not have survived some of those days without Neil's encouragement and his support.
Darling, he sounds like a prince among men, but of course you got to be a little careful about these princes. They have a way of turning into frogs.
No, not Neil. He's kind and he's sweet, Oh, damn it.
Darling, why don't you tell me what it is that you are trying so hard not to say?
Something happened yesterday.
With Neil. Why don't you tell me about it?
Wade and I had had another fight, and Neil said he would try and cheer me up, so he'd take me for a walk. But when we were alone, he told me that he loved me, and he even tried to kiss me.
Darling, I wish I could say that I'm surprised, but I'm not. That's why you're so frightened, isn't it?
I'm not saying that Neil is untrustworthy or anything. I mean, he's been such a gentleman towards me.
Honey, a rat in a tuxedo, still a rat.
You sound like Wade now.
Maybe that's because Wade and I know something that you don't. We came up through the school of hard knocks, and we learned that sometimes you have to see things before other people do. My advice to you, Mari Lynn, drop Neil Delaney. Honey, your marriage comes first.
Renee, I can't make it work all by myself.
Honey, you are never going to make it work if you put some supposed friendship ahead of your relationship with your husband. You know, the first year of marriage is the hardest. And like they say, you got to keep it under 60 until you break it in.
Don't make me smile.
I just want to help you keep your priorities straight. And honey, if you love Wade like I know you do, you got to let go of the past. That means Christine Cromwell and Neil Delaney. Because what counts, honey, is your marriage.
You're right, Renee. And I know you are. Trouble is, when it comes to saving my marriage, it may be too late.
John, you got a minute?
Wade, no, I really don't.
This can't wait, John.
What's up?
Listen, you and Bo are working together undercover on that stalker thing, aren't you?
Hey, what are you getting at?
Well, I just heard about him and all the damage he's done.
Yeah.
Look, John, I need some straight answers, and I know I can get them from you. So. Listen. Tell me, Mari Lynn has taken over the role of a carnival queen again to protect other cast members, hasn't
Look, Wade,
John, she's my wife, and I want to know what she's up against or who.
Look, if you've got some suspicions, maybe you should spell them out.
What do you think of Neil Delaney?
What do I think of Neil Delaney? He's a hard worker. He's sometimes...
No, not that way. I mean, what do you think about him as far as Mari Lynn is concerned?
Well, maybe I should ask you the same question. What do you think of Neil Delaney?
I don't like him. He makes me nervous, and I don't like the way he hangs around her all the time. He's way too protective of her.
Well, come on. I heard he was a good friend to her while you...
Right. While I was trapped in Eterna with Christine.
Well, come on. Mari Lynn had to turn to someone for support, right?
I realize that, John, but it's not Mari Lynn's motives I'm questioning. It's Neil's. I get the feeling this guy is not the nice guy Mari Lynn thinks he is.
Are you trying to say that you think Neil Delaney is the stalker?
No, not yet. But he gives me the creeps, John. And take, for instance, this location thing, the parade shoot they did on the show today.
Yeah, Mari Lynn had a problem and they stopped taping.
No, I don't think it was Mari Lynn's problem. Some extra was on the set and he saw Neil during the whole thing. He was staring at her like he had x-ray vision or something that completely threw her.
That's the reason Mari Lynn lost concentration?
I think so. What are we going to do about this?
There's only one thing to do, Wade. We gotta find Bo and tell him what's going on.
You know, it's strange, Mom, isn't it? I mean, you're sitting there worried that you and Megan are going to lose touch, and I feel the same way about Dad and me.
Honey, your father loves you both equally.
In his own way. But I always knew that he somehow felt specially towards Megan. Now I understand why. I mean, it was because he was trying to compensate for lying to her and for keeping her from her real mother.
You know, I often used to tell Roger that by keeping the truth from Megan, he was going to end up hurting all of us. I mean, and he has, look, even has you doubting that he loves you.
No, I know he loves me, Mom. He just loves Megan more.
No, honey. Not more. just differently. Of course, he'd be the first to deny that. He used to say that I favored you.
Well...
Well, maybe I did compensate for your father. And maybe I did favor you, but my motivation was always sincere.
I know that. Hey, I've always known that. Don't you ever stop loving me.
I won't, honey. Don't worry about that. Now all I have to do is to convince Megan that I feel the same way about her.
Well, I'm going to do whatever I can to track her down and get her to sit down and talk to you. So I have to find her first.
You will, sweetheart. You will. So, what about you and your life,
What about it?
Well, here we are. We're sitting together, having tea. Shouldn't we be swapping gossip and trading recipes?
Trading recipes? You haven't traded a recipe since the invention of the microwave. But if you're asking me about my personal life...
Who is he?
You're right, there is someone.
Oh, honey, that's terrific.
Yeah. The only thing is, I think Megan might be interested in him, too.
One man, two Gordon women? Oh, honey, I don't like the sound of that.
I know.
Is he worth it?
If anyone's worth it, it's Bo Buchanan.
Buchanan? Haven't we had enough trouble with that family?
No, I don't necessarily know if it's going to be trouble. Megan could be after Bo for one simple reason. Because I want him.
All right, I got both your stories here. Now, Mr. Grand, would you like to file a complaint?
Against me? Wait, I got a complaint against him.
Sit down, Max.
I want him arrested.
You can't lock me up, Rafe. Not with Gabrielle out there on the loose with my kid.
I want to find Gabrielle, too. I have a lot of questions for her about the situation in Eterna.
Well, then fine. We'll find her together.
You don't get it, do you? You think I'm going to let you run around assaulting people? No way, Max. I'm going to have to take you downtown.
Sooner the better.
Come on, Max. Don't give me any trouble.
No. No trouble, Rafe. Just doing your job. You got your responsibilities. I understand. Of course, I got my responsibilities, too.
Max! 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 Max!
Birdseye has always been...
I never should have trusted Max, not with his son at stake.
I'm afraid you're going to have a hard time finding him now.
Well, he's not going to go far, now as long as Al is in town someplace.
What makes you think the baby is nearby?
I don't think Max is lying. And Mr. Grand, if you do know of Gabrielle's whereabouts, you're obliged to come forward.
Captain Garrison, believe me, I have no reason whatsoever to protect Gabrielle Medina. If I knew where she was, I would tell you.
I guess that'll have to do for now. We'll contact you about filing charges against Max. I'm gonna have to put out an APB out on him and try and round him up. Mrs. Grand.
I'll show you out.
No, it's okay. I can find my own way.
Thanks for the help.
Well, you did it again. First with Max, now with the police. You're lying to protect Gabrielle.
I am only protecting our family.
Michael, how does it serve our family to be evasive with the law?
It gets Gabrielle out of the country and out of our lives. Please, Alicia, trust me to handle this.
Michael, up until now, I've done nothing but trust you. And let's face it, you haven't done a very good job of handling many things.
Thanks a lot.
Michael, darling, I am not blaming you. It's Gabrielle. Look, if you really want to help me, you will wash your hands of her once and for all.
That's exactly what I intend to do.
Michael, I don't need words anymore. What I need...
Action, I know. And that's just what I'm going to give you, so if you'll excuse me.
My... You cheated! You were out of bounds!
College rules. In college, you have to have 1 foot in bounds. That's it. Don't start.
Megan, where have you been? I've been worried sick about you.
No need to worry. I was just watching a football game. A very strange football game.
I told you I'd find her, Sarah.
Yeah, well, you're a man of your word. I just wish my sister wouldn't have made it quite so difficult.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry. I needed some time alone.
Yeah.
Not completely alone.
Well, you should have seen me when Bo found me.
Found her all alone in the football stadium, sitting there feeling sorry for herself.
Yeah.
But then the big man on campus came along, old Choo-Choo Buchanan, and started rolling the old human highlights film. It was very funny. You should have seen it.
Yeah, you should have seen Mom. She's even more worried about you than I am, which is understandable given the fact that you have been avoiding her.
Which mother is this?
You know perfectly well who I'm talking about, Megan.
Hey, come on, ladies. Let's not darken the mood again.
No, it's all right, Bo. I'm not going to allow anyone to depress me again.
Megan, I'm not trying to depress you. All right, I just want you to know what you're doing to our mother.
If you're talking about Carrie Gordon, she's your mother, not mine. And that's not being vindictive. It's a fact.
Fine. You call it whatever you want to call it. I just think you ought to sit down and talk with her so that you two can figure out where you're going to go from here.
We're not going anywhere from here, Sarah. At least until I decide that I'm ready to think about this. And I'm not.
Great. What are you going to do? Make her suffer indefinitely?
Ladies, you know, maybe I ought to leave you alone and let you...
No, Bo. It's okay. I don't have any apologies or excuses to make. I am the one that was made to suffer here. I was the one that was lied to. I was the one that was jerked about. It's Vicky and Dad and Mom who owe an apology to me. I don't know them anything.
They've admitted their mistake. I mean, how long do they have to do penance?
You know what, Megan? Even if you don't want to sit down and talk with your mother, I don't think she should worry about you.
Oh, come on, Bo. You were doing such a good job of getting me out of my blue mood. Don't spoil it now.
All I'm saying is that maybe you ought to let her know that you're okay.
Would you please listen to him?
You guys, if I talk to Mom, she's going to bring up the past. We're going to start fighting, and I'm going to be worse off than I was before.
A simple phone call. Now, you can do that without fighting, can't you?
You want to bet? Okay, fine, if it makes you happy. Bo, would you call my mother for me and just tell her that I'm busy on the location shoot right now and that I will call her immediately when I'm free.
Megan, it's not my place to call your mother.
Please. It's not really a lie, and I promise that I will call her eventually.
Okay.
Thank you. You are a prince.
Yeah, I'm holding you that promise.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
You've got to get ready for rehearsal. I'll go make the call.
Aye, aye, sir. Well, they broke the mold when they made him. Yeah, well, I probably should get going back to the Waterside as he suggested. Can't wait to get back to work.
Wait a minute.
Now, Sarah, if you're going to start in again, I'm through talking about Mom number 1 and Mom number 2.
No, actually, I wanted to talk to you about someone else. Someone that you might run into at the Waterside Inn.
And who may that be?
Max, remember him?
Max?
Yeah, he's back in town, Megan.
Is he? I thought there was nothing that could tear him away from his little ranch.
Apparently, Gabrielle has taken off with little Al, and Max is trying to find him.
Well, he's always shown that he would do anything for his son.
Look, I just thought you should know in case you happen to run into him.
I'm not going to run into him, Sarah. I'm very busy right now. All right? I have a lot to do, so if you'll excuse me.
Just a minute, Megan, all right? Now, you can run away from Max and Mom and everyone else, but you and I have a little business to solve.
Listen, Sarah, I'm going to say this one more time, okay? I'm not going to let my good mood be brought down by some heavy-duty conversation. Now, this little business of yours is just going to have to wait. Yeah.
Don't argue. Drink.
Coco, I'm feeling fine now.
Oh, sure you are. That's why I almost found you passed out on the sofa.
It was just a touch of morning sickness.
Aunt Alicia, in case you haven't realized, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, my morning sickness seems to hit me at any time of the day.
Well, maybe that means something.
Yes, darling, it means that I am pregnant, and that is no reason for you to treat me like an invalid. Now, if I just get up and get a little fresh air...
Take it easy.
I'm okay. I'm really okay.
No, you're not. You're pale and your knees are wobbly. Please, just let me call you doctor.
Absolutely not. I refuse to sound the alarm over something so trivial. I won't give her the satisfaction.
Who's her?
Who else? Gabrielle Medina. If I'm feeling a little unsteady today, it's because she showed up.
Well, from what you told me, she did more than just show up. Look, if she's causing more trouble between
she
you
will
and Uncle
only
Michael...
cause trouble if I let her. Believe me, she has disrupted my life for the very last time.
Okay, maybe she did trigger this reaction, but still, I think you should call your doctor.
I don't need a doctor, Coco, or tea. I have all I need in you and Michael and the child that we're expecting. You are the most important things in my world. And nothing is going to endanger that. Especially not Gabrielle.
On to the next thing. All right.
Now let's get one for Mopsy. What do you say? We got a combination shot, 9-ball corner pocket.
Great form. Incomparable.
Gentlemen, I'm not deaf. I hear that. Why don't you keep your eyes on the table, all right? Oh, yeah. All right, rack them up. Who's next?
Oh, you're too good for us, Elmer.
Where did you learn to play like that?
Well, I suppose I could tell you that I learned it in boarding school in Switzerland, but I don't suppose you would buy that, would you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Well, the truth of the matter is that in my youth, I spent a lot of time trying to find myself, but mainly I just found the pool hall. Now, why don't you be good to me and give my babies a dog biscuit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, now, where is my next victim?
Well, you beat me twice, but I'm game.
Well, there's one born every minute, right, Phil? All right. This time, what do you say we up the stakes? We make the game a little more interesting. We play strip pool.
Yeah!
Now, come on now. Don't get your hooks up here. I'm going to have you in your boxer shorts before I lose my shoe. All right. Oh, yes. All right. It's going to be a good game.
Well. Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail. Gentlemen, listen, the fun's over. Why don't you give the lady back her dogs?
You're a little late, Russell. I've already won back Flopsy and Mopsy and a sizable portion of the trust funds in the room, and now we're working on what's left.
That's right. We're the ones that need help.
Oh, listen, boys. I mean, if you expect help from Mr. Russell here, you can forget it. I needed help myself a few hours ago, and he was too busy. Well, as you can see, I'm busy now, so why don't you just go out the way you came in?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry I interrupted your game. Oh, you better count your fingers, boys. This lady plays by her own rules.
John. I just blew it, didn't I?
No.
This one's gonna be a forfeit, fellas. Sorry. Come on, Flop. Flop. Why don't we see if we can catch him before it's too late?
There's got to be something somewhere to lead me to her.
Gabrielle, I'm so glad.
No.
Max!
Hi. Oh. Sharon, right?
That's right. We met before when I was babysitting for little Al.
Yeah, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here.
Well, Gabrielle and I are neighbors. She tells me things. I thought you'd moved to Texas permanently.
Well, I came back temporarily. Sharon, by any chance, would you happen to know where Gabrielle is?
I haven't seen her in weeks. Not since she was trapped in that underground city. Must have been a terrible time for her.
It's been terrible for everyone ever since.
Max, does Gabrielle know you're here?
Look, Sharon, I really don't have time to talk about this right now. I gotta find out where she is before... It's gotta be an address. Sharon, are you sure you don't have any...
Miss Anderson's room, please. It's me. Oh, don't get testy with me, Gabrielle. I said I would call and I called. But no one can know about this conversation, understand? Really? Fine. Get somebody else to bail you out of trouble. All right. I just want you to sit tight for now. For as long as it takes me to arrange forged passports. And the tickets. Yes, yes, and the cash. But before I do any of this, I want to know that I have an understanding with you. Once you're out of the country, I never want to see or hear from you again. Take it or leave it.
Rafe, I don't want any more trouble, but I'm going.
You don't want any trouble, huh? You're going to jail, Max.
Damn it, Rafe, I gotta
Don't even think of trying to get past me. I got backup on both doors.
Look, Rafe, I'm sorry about getting away from you back at Grandview. You want to press charges, you go right ahead, but let me find my son first.
I don't make the laws, Max, any more than you do.
Rafe,
All I do is enforce them.
You're a father, too. You're not just a cop. What would you do if someone took Sammy away?
We're not talking about just someone. We're talking about Al's mother.
That's worse. You know what she's like. If I lose this trail, Rafe, I'll never find
you. May not want to believe this, but I do sympathize with you.
Then let me go. Give me 10 years in jail. I don't care. Just let me find my son, Rafe.
I can't do it.
I'm asking 24 hours. That's all I need. Just enough time to
pick
pick up the
no.
trail.
You attacked Michael Grand. You resisted arrest. You broke into Gabrielle's. I have no choice. I have to lock you up.
And let her get away with it.
I told you. We've been looking for Gabrielle in connection with the Turner.
Yeah. By the time you guys get around to finding her, she'll be halfway to South America or God knows where.
Max, I hope you have a lot of cash on hand, because when the judge hears all the trouble you've caused, you're going to be looking at a hell of a lot of bail.
Well, you just may as well shoot me now and put me out of my misery, Rafe. You take me downtown, I'll never get out. Forget bail. I haven't got enough to pay for my one lousy phone call.
Oh, she's my wife. Now, if you know something, don't you think I'm entitled to know it, too?
Well, I can't argue with that. Listen, what I'm about to tell you stays between you and me, okay?
Fine, just tell me.
All right, ever since I started producing Fraternity Row, John Russell and I both have been working undercover for the police department.
Yeah, I know that. Now, why couldn't you tell me anything?
Because we couldn't tell anybody, Wade. We were afraid that it'd leak to the stalker. We think that it's either somebody in the crew or the cast that might be our man.
Like Neil.
Yeah, Neil is a suspect. And so is his friend Casey. And after what you just told me about Neil, I'd say he's right up at the top of the list.
Great. So what are we waiting for? Let's call the cops and get the guy arrested, right?
On what charges? All we've got are suspicions right now.
So what are we supposed to do? We sit around and wait till he kills somebody else? This time maybe Mari Lynn?
Wait. Every crime that he's committed so far is tied in to one of the scenes that we've shot on the show. Now, we're not shooting any more scenes until tomorrow. Between now and then, we're going to keep a real close eye on Neil and on Casey.
Now, you just said we. This type, I hope I'm included.
Sure. You know, at least you saved me from asking for volunteers. From now on, you're working with us. But remember, we've got to catch this guy in the act.
I understand. I just hope we get to him before he hurts somebody else.
You and me, both, buddy.
Sure. Megan! Hold it right there. Why? Something wrong?
Yeah, you're damn right there is. I am sick to death of this poor little me act.
What are you talking about?
Look, I know that you're going through a rough time right now with Vicky, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let you take advantage of the situation.
Sarah, is there a point to all of this?
The point is you're doing it again.
Doing what again? And please, Sarah, just keep your voice down.
Why? Why? So all your fans will know what you're really like? That every time there's a crisis in your life, you milk it for everything that it's worth. You put this poor little me look on your face and you end up getting exactly what you want. Well, it's not going to work this time, because I am not going to let Bo be taken in by this game that you're playing.
Oh, Sarah, is that what this is all about? You think I'm moving in on Bo, is that it?
I don't think, Megan. I know. I have eyes. I can see. I see the way you're falling all over him.
Can I help it if he's attracted to me?
What he is attracted to is this damsel in distress role that you're playing to the hilt.
And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Bo be taken in by this game you're playing.
It's no game, Sarah. I like Bo. I think he's very attractive. Besides, you made it very clear that you weren't interested in him.
I made it perfectly clear to you that I wanted to take it slowly with him.
Oh? And now that he's paying all of this attention to me, you've changed your mind, is that it? Well, as I see it, I'm not taking Bo away from you at all, because he was never yours to begin with.
Wait there. He's gonna see right through you, the same way Max saw through you. They both have more sense than to be fooled by you.
I suggest you dust off your tap shoes, dear. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's open season on Bo Buchanan.
And this time, Megan, you're gonna lose!